Jed and the Valentine has become a compelling force in the Canadian music scene, seamlessly blending soul-stirring harmonies with earthy roots and prairie folk influences. The duo's members, Jonah Morris and Maria Kaner, ignited their musical collaboration in Edmonton. Their musical prowess and their ability to craft melodies that resonate deeply with their audiences and genuine storytelling continue to captivate listeners. And today I have Jonah Morris and Maria Kaner of Jed and the Valentine on the line now. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me. I really appreciate it. So, inquiring minds want to know, Jonah, can you tell us how you two met?
It was right during the heat of the pandemic, actually. We had a mutual friend, and it was through social media that Maria and I actually connected because for a couple months, I kept seeing these posts and pictures of this really, really beautiful girl. And I kept, messaging to see if they were single. And finally, when COVID hit, it was the perfect opportunity. And I slid into Maria's DM. We started talking and we were long distance. I lived in Bragg Creek, just outside of Calgary. Maria was here in Edmonton. And I think we talked for a few months, kind of evolving from just texting to Zoom calls. And then finally, I coordinated with her friends to have a surprise meetup. And I was very nervous, but I guess after that, the rest is history. And after about a year of long distance, Maria, correct me if I'm wrong, I just decided, what am I doing here in Calgary? I need to move up and live with this girl. So, yeah.
Wow, that's an incredible story. So not only are you like musical collaborators, you have found this you found love. That's amazing. Maria, is this story true? Do you No, I'm just kidding. Do you Is this your interpretation of events? What was it like, when you're like, there's this guy who's sending me messages? And more importantly, when did your curiosity for each other turn into curiosity about music?
Oh, that's such a good question. I mean, the first half of that question, I knew that Jonah was just a cute guy that my friend knew. I never really thought of trying to pursue him or anything until he first messaged because he was in, the Calgary area and I was 3.5 hours away in Edmonton. During the pandemic, when he messaged me, I was like, okay, we've got the time for it. We're not working, we're not doing anything else. We might as well just have a nice chat. And we clicked right from the start. And like Jonah said, the rest is history. But we both had a background in music in different ways and brought us together as well because we talked about it a lot. One day I think we were doing like a little, not really a concert, but Jonah's family is really supportive of Jonah's music and everything, and they often do these little like living room music parties and backyard parties and everything. And one day Jonah and I sang a song and Jonah's cousins were like, oh my god, you need to do something with this, like that's
Yeah.
pretty good. That was where the seed was kind of planted, and it kind of spiraled from there.
That's incredible. So your first full-length album is finally out this spring.
Hmm.
It's called Awake. Jonah, I'm wondering, what are some of the themes of the album?
I think the most prominent theme of the album is a feeling of presence and lucidity. A lot of the songs talk about feeling a bit disconnected and then reconnecting either with people in your life or passions or life in general and the world around you, and truly being present in what you're experiencing and not allowing to just kind of shut off your brain. Personally, I'm a naturally very dissociative person. I'm very, very spacey. So a couple of these songs kind of reflect moments in life where I've either had that revelation and I've had that jolt of life, shot through me, or when Maria and I have worked together and that passion has been reignited musically, creatively, with life in general. I think that's probably the most prominent theme. Maria, do you have anything else that you'd like to add to that?
I think that encompassed what the album is about perfectly. It's very much about the feeling of being in your body and not just letting life happen and coasting along, but really experiencing it and noticing the little things. How beautiful a dandelion is when it starts to seed, or the sound of birds in the morning, or the feeling of like a really tight hug from someone you love. And so many of those themes are kind of explored in the album, feelings of love and feelings of things like grief. And it's this kind of roller coaster, I guess, not to be too cliche about it, but we experience so many things in life. And it can be kind of hard to bring yourself back when it gets a little bit too much, and to bring yourself back into, I'm here now, I'm part of this. It's not just happening. I'm happening too, if that makes sense.
Well, what a great description of such a beautiful album. And I love the title, Awake. And just hearing you describe it, really, I was like, oh, that's a really good title. There's so many levels. You two have a show tonight at the Inglewood Market in Calgary, 5:30. And folks, you can go to their website, jedandthevalentine.com, for more information. It's awesome. Your album, Awake, is debuting on our CKUA Top 30 chart at number 6, which is incredible.
Yay!
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I would like to leave the listeners with Luckier. Thank you so much, Jonah Morris and Maria Kaner, known as Jed and the Valentine. It's wonderful to chat with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.